So we'll see how far we can get with this. After the both versions of the original one, we have the 5th edition version of this module. It's so there's some new artwork for that too, and random native treasures and trinkets tables, suggested pronunciations, a key to the continental map telling you about Mystara, a one-page map of Mystara, some stuff about weather and climate, some suggested background, preparation, the adventure, and some stuff about exploring the Isle of Dread. It mentions the communications gap. Comprehend languages becomes a very useful spell on this island. You should play it that way, that players don't know the local language. And then there's rumors and wandering around Dread. So there's these various encounter tables, and here's a little bit about each creature on the island with some pictures of the Cyclops and the pterodactyl people, the sea hag, the were crocodiles, some experience points for guide to that, and then the actual module. So here's the map showing all the locations, and there are a lot more on there, including a black dragon lair. There was already a green dragon lair, now there's a black dragon lair. Here's the generic maps. They're redrawn, but it's the same maps as before. Something about the villages. See, there are a bunch of villages down here. Here's the village where you're supposed to be starting, but there's more villages there. And down here, there's all kinds of adventure you could have there. Whenever any of my players chose not to. But here's the main village. The map has been redrawn with more detail. There's some baboons. Here's a cave of the rock baboons floor plan. And it's got 1 square is 5 feet. To me, and as an old school player, 1 square should be 10 feet. And the pirate lair, redrawn. And here's the maps of the villages of Akasha and the Arania, with some pictures of them in case you don't know what those are. The Phantom platform. Here we are meeting with the Phantom leader. The lair of the lizard folk. I believe there's in the original one, but there's no lair map. Same with the Neanderthals. And here's the bridge going to the plateau, and the party being attacked by pterodactyls or pteranodons. There's an ogre lair. Here's the green dragon on its hoard. That was one of the first things my players encountered, and they ran away. Here's the green dragon's lair. They ran away, and they came back later when they were higher level. The lair of the wretched troglodytes and the sea dragon. Okay, so those are all things that are in the original module, but there's more Dread. There's more stuff, like the shaman, the druid, different villages, the haunted village, the triceratops stuck in the tar pit, the pillars, the Rakasha Shrine. I don't think my players ever found that. The Forgotten Temple, Can't pronounce it. Gendathru. It's a village for these stingray people. Here's the black dragon's lair. And we get the central plateau. Also, it comes with a blue ribbon, not, or orange ribbon, not blue. The ribbon should be blue. Okay, so here's a picture of people riding pteranodons, which happened. My players, they met pteranodons, they wrestled them, took control of them, and started flying them. At one point, they all had pteranodons to fly on, which made travel much easier. But I was real strict about encumbrance with that they could carry one person and not a heavily encumbered person. Okay, so Central Plateau, most of the island is dinosaurs. The Central Plateau is Ice Age creatures. And Titan out there is you can't really see what is there in that picture very well. I couldn't find a good picture to show them. Okay, Central Plateau in the village. I think the map is redrawn, but it looks almost identical to the old one. There's the Mastodon graveyard here. And shipwreck. It's a shipwreck on this plateau. How to get there. And then Taboo Island. So the plateau has a lake in the middle of it. The lake has an island in it, Taboo Island. And so there's the island. And that little detail, there's a picture to show you how to do that, like in the original dungeon, but not in the next version. And picture of the crab. And the layer underneath. I think that map is redrawn, but it's better looking. The hidden throne. And let's stop that. I'll keep going as long as I can here. Okay, so now there's some new material. More layers below Taboo Island. There's the glassworks. With ogre guards. And sand creatures. And glass golems. And there's another layer below that. The halls of corruption. There are a couple of living statues here, and my players had a really hard time with them because they couldn't figure out how to get past them without fighting them, and they got killed repeatedly fighting them. A lot of this is underwater, and this part is so deep my players were not willing to go down there. Okay, the Hidden Hall of Skulls. There's this lady chained to posts. Then there's another layer. Now the scale of this is 1 square is 500 feet. So I was extra generous with I was using dynamic lighting. I gave them like a 1,000-foot vision here. But that still didn't show very far. But right here is a spot that glows. It's supposed to light the whole chamber. I had it faintly at first and had it gradually get brighter as they adventured in here. It's a really big cavern with entrances that go to other places, including this one, which leads to the veins of the earth. They decide not to take that one. There's some mushrooms, purple worm tubes. There's a dragon down there. And some creatures floating. Didn't show it. Part of the cavern is a lake with an island on it. And on the island is a temple. And there's further adventures on the island thread. This is part of the original one too. You could destroy the zombie master, map the island, hunt dinosaurs, exterminate the pirates, bring back a creature alive from there, look for sunken treasure, find the wreck of the ship, which the Pale Countess, find the Rakasha Shrine, find Elemental Gates, and seal one in the Kopu Uprising. So yeah, Elemental Gates. Didn't really touch on this when I ran it, but there are gates to all the elements, and you could conceivably seal one. A nice little dragon turtle picture. So yeah, there's some new monsters, and they're fully stat blocked in 5th edition. The Amber Golem, Arania, the Bamboo Golem, the Coral Golem, a Sea Zombie, the Eye of the Deep, Fire Lizard, Gargantuan Crab, see the ship and the crab, Giant Marine Termite, Giant Horned Chameleon Lizard, Giant Tutara Lizard, Glass Golem, Chittle, Juvenile Purple Worm, this is a Kopru, a Living Iron Statue, a Masher. Masher was in the original monster manual, but there's no picture, and it was really easy to overlook the Masher. Mottled Worm, the Mud Golem, here's a Fenthon, the Pteranodon People, Rakasha, Rock Baboon Alpha, Sandling, Skeletal Mastodon, Skeletal Snake, Stone Juggernaut, Totem Golem, Westerith, Were Crocodile, Were Shark in his human form, I can't pronounce that, it's an undead of some sort, and Zombie Shark. And there's some new magic items with pictures of some of them, like the Boots of Water Walking and the Potion of Undead Control, and this ring, and this blade. And there's some pre-gen characters in case you want to use them. My players would rather make their own character. Here's one of the dragons, the Black Dragon. An NPC, Fano the Talking Chief, Mika the Shaman, Pratis the High Druid, Umlaut the Tribal Chief, Tribal Cleric. There's the Matriarchs, Tikal, Kuna, and Sonar. The Tribal War Leader, Bakura, and Kuro, Masawa, and there's guides, several different guides that you could hire for your party, and there are some adventuring parties you could have your group encounter, like the Dino Raiders, the Solaris Survivors, the Solitary Scientific Sorority, there's some pirate bands. And then we come to the player's handouts. So here's the book, the note that they find with the map on the other side. I didn't see anywhere you could buy a PDF version so you could print these out and hand them to the players. And so there's some of the dinosaurs, the different dinosaurs. In case you don't know what a dinosaur is, notice that the Velociraptor has feathers. And this interesting thing you find, here's the maps, reprint again, Mystara. Mystara has the Isle of Dread here at the bottom. There's the map of the whole island, map of the village, layers, pirate layer, more layers, more layers. These, I've shown them to you before here. Haunted Village, Rakasha Shrine, Forgotten Temple, the village, the underwater village here of the Manta Ray people, Dragon Lair, Central Plateau, along with the village of Mantru, Taboo Island, underneath Taboo Island, the different things. I'm not sure you want to hand your players the maps of the dungeon levels. There's a picture of a promotional poster for this book. And then there's ads. And this one harkens back to old Bronze Age comics. There was a picture very much like that. So that's it. The Isle of Dread. Updated for 5th edition.